Sorry, I think I have to click something here. We'll continue.
Satnam, 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 Satnam,
Satnama, Satnama, Satnama,
Satnam,
Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Satnama, 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 Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Satnama, 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 Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Satnama, 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 Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Satnama, Satnama, Vaheguru. Satnama, Satnama, Vaheguru. Satnama, 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 Vaheguru, Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
Okay.
Namaste everyone.
Namaste ji. Namaste ji.
Namaste, dear friends. Welcome to our 28th Well Yoga Festival and the 7th International Day of Yoga celebration. Today is the 4th day. Thank you for joining. Today we'll focus on yoga and Sikhism. I'd like to invite Dr. Kribal Singh Ji. He is advisor for Well Yoga community. Professionally is a psychiatrist and interfaith promoter. Dr. Kribal Singh Ji, floor is for you.
Thank you, Guruji. First, I want to thank you for including us in the program and for your great leadership and accommodation of diversity. I like to start with a prayer, and then after that, I like some screen sharing for Hukum, daily Hukum, which comes from the Golden Temple. Beloved Vaheguru, Akal Purkh Vaheguru, we know you with different names. Allah, Brahma, Brahm, Jehovah, so many names, countless names. Be with us as we go through this symposium and try to learn from each other and learn value in the teachings of Sikhism as well as this interface with the yoga. So I conclude my prayer by invoking Guru Nanak, Nanak Naam Chardi Kala, Tere Pane Savadda Pala. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji. Can we have a Hukum, daily Hukum, Akal Murad? Daily Hukam comes from, for the whole world, from sacred city of Amritsar, from Golden Temple. This is where the sixth scripture, Sri Guru Granth Sahib, was installed for the first time after compilation by Guru Arjan Dev Ji. So we use this as a guidance for our day. Akal Murad, are you there? Akal Murad? Akal Murad, are you there? Okay, somehow she disappeared. All right, well, we will skip that part. I want to welcome all the participants. We have quite a few speakers around here to take part in it. I want to start by saying that the greatest discovery, which I find in my understanding from Guru Nanak, is the idea of Ikonkar. Ikonkar means not just one God, it's a lot more than that. What it means is the existence of the Creator as Nirgun as well as Sargun. In the Nirguna form, which we call void or no, God in his own samadhi himself. While Sarguna, when he says, Guru Nanak said, Kitab when he said, be it, the whole process of creation starts taking place. And then he says, Kar is ongoing until he calls back, stops his cosmic play, and it becomes one with him. And this kind of thing has happened over and over again, many times in the past, we don't know. Now, when it happened this time, only the Creator knows. And this reality is called Sat by Guru Nanak. And that's where he names it Sat Nam. And the rest of the thing, which is the creation, is true, but it is asat because it's temporary. Because when God calls it to stop, then it comes to an end. Like we have a ocean, the different ripples and waves come upon it, but then they merge into it. This is how the Maya, the creation, takes place. And Kartapur, he calls it. Kartapur, he is not only creator, but he also is spread. He's omnipresent, omniwhere, everywhere. He's also omnipotent and omniscient. And further, Guru Nanak calls him Nirbhav. He is, we all have to follow certain rules and laws and all, but not him. He is Nirbhav, above any kind of rules and regulation, but he is master of the whole play. Nirvair, that Ikonkar does not have hate in it for anyone. He's nothing but source of love. We are all his children, and he wants to redeem us one way or another. That's why he has sent over the years the messengers. Messengers like, the east and west side, both messengers came, and they've been helping us to enlighten us, to help us get out of trouble from time to time. And so we should listen to the message from there and follow through our meditational process, try to connect with our Creator. And he is a timeless being, Akal Murat, while all of us humans and rest of the creation is time limited. Then Ajuni, that means we are all created. The only existence, only who is not created is God himself. We can call God or no God or whatever, high power and whatever, but that's the only one which is there. The rest of it all flows from it. Sabhang, source of all wisdom is that. Akal Purakh, Ikonkar. But how do you, saying is one thing, but actually trying to comprehend and practice them, you need a guru. That's where it says Guru Prasad, a mentor. And that's the kind of qualities Guru Nanak shares with us in the Mool Mantra, in the opening of the sixth scripture, and it's all about Ikonkar. Then he says, meditate, jap. Jap on what? This, what he describes as Ikonkar, with those qualities, and then incorporate in one's own self. And then he says, these qualities are such from the very beginning, Jugal such throughout the ages, happy such, even now the same qualities. Nanak Hosipi such. Nanak informs us those qualities will remain same. That's why Ikonkar is eternal. Ikonkar is all in all. And then to connect with Ikonkar, we have he gave us the tools of Seva and Simran. So in Seva helps us to become humble, so that in gratitude, as we serve the humanity, do selfless service, our contact with God, with reality, becomes deeper and deeper and deeper, leading to passage through the 5 stages Guru Nanak Sahib describes in the end of Japji Sahib, which is his masterpiece. First one is Dharm Khand, then there is a Gyan Khand, then Sarm Khand, then Karm Khand, and Sach Khand is the one that finally you become one with it, the Creator. And everything operates in the hukam, in the divine order, like sun rises in the east, sets in the west, and like that the whole creation. And describing that hukam process, he says, Kiv sachara huya, kiv kuda tuttapal, hukam rajai charana nanak likhya naam. Then what is hukam? Hukmi hovnakar, hukam na kaya jai, hukmi hovan ji, hukam malabadai, hukmi uttam neech, hukam likh, dukh sukh pai hai. एक ना हुक्म बख्शीश एक हुक्म सदा पुआई है हुक्म है अंदर सबको बाहर हुक्म ना कोई नानक हुक्म है जे बुझे तो हम में कहे ना कोई. Once we get rid of our home, then we follow the hukam, and in the end the japji also end with the again talking about such khand vasan rankar kar kar vikhe nadar nihal ditya khand mandal var phand Jeko katha tantanant tha lo akar jev jev hukum tivativkar vekha viksa kar vichar nanak kathna kardasa. So this is how the hukum then again comes back to the same thing. And then he mentioned that for us to connect with God, we have to go through the process of pao and pao. And I think I've taken enough time. I'll close over here, but I invite Gyani Sucha Singh ji, who's a professor as well as a Granthi in Pittsburgh, to talk about what's Guru Nanak's message to the yogis in the Japji Sahib. Gyani ji?
Sat Sri Akal ji to everybody. First of all, I'm very grateful and thankful to Guruji and all the other organizers, those who organize this kind of dialogue program that brings us closer to each other. So here I'm talking about Guru Nanak Dev Ji's yoga. So now, first of all, as Dr. Kapal Singh said, that the whole story is of oneness. The whole entire world is one. And these are the different paths. All our religions, they are paths to reach him, to realize him, to meet him, to attain him, whatever we want to call. So Sikhism is one of them, and yoga is one of them. And in the beginning, yoga was believed and used. Yoga word means actually the union. So union with God, that's how the idea came of yoga to be. Then later on, slowly, we start, always it happens, when in the beginning, any tradition starts with the originality, but later on, slowly, people start just following traditions and keep forgetting the essence of the traditions or where we have to reach. So that kind of message is sometimes washed off. So now when Guru Nanak Dev Ji talk, he is talking not only about yoga, he talks about all the religions of the region of the India at that time. And one way of Guru Nanak's spreading the message is, if you want to purify yourself, then one way is you accept everything, or the another way is you cut down the negativities from your way, from your life. So Guru Nanak's way of cutting down the negativities, then at the end, only the positivity or the reality is left over. So that's the Guru Nanak's way. That's why when Guru Nanak Dev Ji is talking about other religions, other faiths, he is recognizing and telling us that these are the negativities you have to get rid of. So same with the yoga also. So when in the beginning, as I said, it was very good tradition nowadays too. But sometimes when we say just this disguise is yoga, or this disguised person is Sikh or Hindu or Muslim. So those things Guru Nanak Dev Ji had a little bit, you can say conflict, or you can say the clarification. So when Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, in the Japji Sahib, he says, Munda Santokh Shram Pad Jholi, Dhyan ki Karen Vibhut, Khintha Kal, Kwari Kaya Jugat, Danda Pratit, Ai Panthi, Sagal Jamati, Man Jita, Jag Jeet, Ades Se Ades, Ad Anil, Anad Anahat, Jug Jug Eko Ves. So he points out here that a yogi, so this is, you are very good person, good yoga, but make contentment your earrings. So now these are the earrings having a stick in his hand. So all these things are referring to a person, so we can look at it and see, or we recognize as a yogi. Same like, I am wearing turban, having full my beard and kesh. So the people say I am a Sikh, but Sikh is not only my disguise. This Sikh is within myself. That is the way of life. So from that perspective, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is telling a yogi that a yogi, you should make contentment your earrings, humility your begging bowl, and meditation the ashes you apply to your body. Let the remembrance of death be the patched coat you wear. Let the purity of character be your way of life, Yog Yogat. And let faith in the Lord be your walking stick. See the brotherhood of all mankind as the highest order of yogis. Conquer your own mind. That is the way of detachment. So, like yogi want to stay detached from the world. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying this is the detachment. Then bow to him. He is the prime one, the pure light, without beginning, without end, throughout all the ages. He is one and the same. Then he says, next stanza, he says, Bhogat Gyan, Daya Pandaran, Kat Kat Vajay Naad, Aap Nath, Nathi Sab Janki, Rid Sid Avara Sad, Sanjog, Bijog, Dwe, Kar Chalave, Lekhe Ave Bhag, Ades, Se Ades, Ad Anil, Anad Anahat, Jug Jug Eko Ves. So here Guru Nanak says, let the knowledge of God's omnipresence be your food, and compassion the server. The recognition of God's presence in every being should be the vibrations of the sound current of the Naad. God Himself should be your Nath. So in yogis, we have Nath yogis. So Guruji says, let God be your Nath, the supreme master of all, the fount of Riddhi and Siddhi, the miraculous powers, are all like beads on the string. Okay, those looks nice, but reality is within yourself. The union with Him and separation from Him come by His will. So our union will become when we are blessed by Himself, God. So we come to receive what is written in our destiny. Yeah, that's what we believe in. So bow to Him. So always live according to His will. And there are so many other things when he says Mundra te kaat pitar mundra kaya ki jekhin thata. So there are so many stanzas where he actually Guru Nanak is purifying our way of life. So nowadays we are doing yoga. I do myself also a little bit, not too much, but for the health purposes. Yes, the healthy body, healthy mind. Then we can move towards God easily. So I mean that those things are there, but Guru Nanak is only pointing out the things we have believed that our disguise or the things we are having, those things can make us reach God, but those things are not. So yoga is not the patchwork. Yoga is not the walking stick. Guru Nanak says yoga is not smearing the body with ashes. Yoga is not the earrings and not the shaven head. Yoga is not the blowing of the horn. Remaining unblemished is the midst of the filth of the world and knows them to be one and the same. He alone is known as a yogi. So Sikh or anybody is preached or told, asked to become a yogi, but like this. So this is what I want to say. I don't know if I have more time. So if not, then I will finish here.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Gyanji. Have
Thank you.
another couple of minutes. Go on.
Sure, Hanji. So now that then Guru Nanak's way, he is teaching us that the jogat son ayo gurte moko sadgur shabad bujayo. So I have listened, I have learned the true yoga from my spiritual master Guru. So for us, for the Sikhs is Guru Nanak, and nowadays we bow down to Guru Granth Sahib. So that because the Guru Nanak's teachings are there. So fifth Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that Jog Jogat Sun Ayo Gurte Moko Sadgur Shabad Bujayo. So he says, what kind of yoga I believe in? Okay, ji. So there he says that is Shabad Bujayo. Shabad is Gyan. Shabad is divine knowledge here. So divine knowledge, when we are knowledgeable, when we are pious, then what we see, the whole world is one. All the traditions are not religion. but within a person, that soul, the thinking, the way we conduct, the way we live in this world, that is actually Sikhism, that's actually yoga, that is Hinduism, that is Muslim, that's Christianity. So what we live in. So Yog, Yogat, Son Ayo Gurte, that I have learned the true yoga or the true way of life from my Almighty. Then he says, Nonkhand Prithvi is Tanme Ravya, Nemak Nemak Namaskara. So I bow down to the Almighty God who is living within every single being, every single creature, everywhere, endlessly. No beginning, no ending. So he resides everywhere. So then he says, if you live like this, then panch chille mil paye ekatra ekas ke vas kiye. So we are, as a human being, living in this world. So we are actually mistread, or we go on the wrong path of uh, seeing the not in equality, inequalities, or in commonalities in the world, in the people. So when I say, when I see through the Guru Granth Sahib that there are so many commonalities, so many equalities, very, very few traditional differences. So unfortunately, we start elaborating on the differences. So we should look upon um, the commonalities in each other. So that's what that brings us closer to each other. And that's the yog, that's the malap, and that's the union with each other and union with Almighty God.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Beautiful. Again, Sucha Singh, thank you for gracing the occasion, and we appreciate that. So Guru Nanak, 550 years ago, started with what we call interfaith scripture, which is Guru Granth Sahib, which contains the hymns of Muslim and Hindu sages apart from the Gurus. The idea is to bring about, sing the glories of the God, no matter where they come from, high or low caste, or different religion, caste, nationalities, no gender differences. So that's what takes me next to invite Akal Murat to talk about her perception of yoga and Sikhism.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal to all of you. First of all, thanks a lot for inviting me, for taking part of this wonderful morning organizers, Guruji, for the Yoga Festival. So thank you very much. So it's a pleasure, an honor to be talking to you this morning. Since the beginning of time, mankind has been looking for that connection with the divine, a divine connection. So I'm going to shed some light between yoga and Sikhism and how they are linked, and also a perspective of yoga teaching here in the Western world. Well, to begin with, we know that yoga is the union of the three bodies, mind, spirit, and body. But this is the aim. I would say that it's a starting point. When you start detaching of yourself, it's been a blessing, yoga, for the whole mankind, for the humanity, since many people can improve their life, have better life, and people have radically changed their lives. What's more, yoga has been adapted to this Western world, because the yoga in India is different from the yoga living here. If you sit a beginner, a class, you have a class of beginners and you sit them in silence on a meditation for 1 hour, then you'd probably run away, because they don't know what to do with their chattings in their minds. So it's so great, yoga is so great that it has been adapted and it has results on all our societies, and you see people's changes, and they have a better quality of life, and they have healthier lives. So the yoga is the meaning is to overcome your mind, to overcome your thoughts, all that chatting in our mind that we in the Western world have more than in India. Here there are a lot of psychological problems, people in hectic rhythm of life, and that's of course have many problems. So it's a great tool here in Western world. As a yoga teacher here in Argentina, I've seen many people coming here with panic attacks, heart attacks, and they were recovering by using yoga, by implementing yoga in their daily life. I have seen I have seen them with a better life, a better quality. And now about Sikhism. Well, the founder of Sikhism is Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who was a Raj yogi, and all his gurus after him were yogis too. So yogi is like connection. He introduces the idea of openness, of oneness, and with that oneness is pure consciousness. So how does he teach us? He introduces the idea of oneness. How does he introduce this idea? Well, he says, follow my teachings. So if you ask me what are his teachings, the first thing that I say that is the Moon Mantra is a preamble in our Sikhism. That it may say that it's a religion, but for me, it's not a religion, it's a road to happiness, to oneness. So in this preamble, in the Moon Mantra, he starts with Ek Onkar Sat Nam. So Ek is the one, is the creator. After that, Onkar is all the creation. So he first says, okay, you are here in this world, we know you, we get to know you, and in this creation. And then there is Sat. Sat is the truth, is eternal. So where do you find this truth? In the Hukamana, in the Shabbats, in the Banis. So he says, listen to Hukams, start listening, reading, and the more you read, you will comprehend more, you will be aware, your power of consciousness will be greater. So you get detached from the mind, you regain yourself, you re-encounter yourself, you get that state of blissfulness. So after you start reading, then you start believing, and when you start, then you start listening, and then you start believing. And when you are there, full of that blissful state, you can be a servant, you can be a lighthouse in this world, and you can help people a lot, being blessed. So all the time is Guru present in our lives. So we devote to himself, we pray to him, at the same time we share with all brothers and sisters and here, because he says, he taught us, Ek Onkar, we are all one, we are the same at the core, we are the same, we are Ek Onkar. So whatever path you take, whatever faith you follow, religion you take, all the methods, different techniques lead to one end, that is the oneness, that is the union with the divine. And I'd like to share a poem about talking about this. I'd like to share with you. Yes. The title is Openness. And it says like this: open up heart, open up feelings, open up understanding, leave aside your mind and let the sun shine hidden in your interior. Open up ancient memory hidden in the ground, under the fire, under the water. It's high time, it's time now. Open up your heart and remember how the spirit cures, how love heals, how the trees flourishes, and the life is everlasting. And you know, to get to the Lord, we have to learn to be human and to learn to die all the time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you, Akal Murad. Beautiful presentation, and it is all oneness. That's what Ek Onkar is all about. And
Yes.
now I would like to invite Patia Sahab. Stage is for you.
Okay.
Jasveer Singh.
Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, Bhai Khalsa, Bhai Ki Fateh, and all greetings to everybody who are joining today. Thank you, Guruji, for giving me this opportunity to speak today on this subject of yoga. With all humility, with my limited knowledge, I like to share my humble thoughts the Sikh perspective on yoga. My friends, Dr. Kripal Singh, Yan Sucha Singh ji, and Akal Murth Kaur, they have presented beautifully. I may apologize that I may have some repetitions because, after all, our source is same. We take our cue from Guru Granth Sahib. So forgive me if there'll be certain repetition of thought which have already been expressed. Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purukh has been talked about by all three of them. I'll take the cue from the word Karta Purukh. Karta Purukh is God, the creator, and the immanence of God inside this creation. That is, the creation and God are the same thing, that creation is manifestation of God himself. That gives me a thought that me, as an individual, also is a small element of this vast expanse of creation. Like the minutest speck of dust in the vast expanse of the universe. But in that small little speck, I still inherit the divine. Like the ray of the sun emanates from the sun, it may be a small ray falling at a certain spot, but still it enhances the entire solar energy in there. So we have talked about yoga as union. That's the word yoga means, union. A union between what and what? In this case, Guru Nanak's view or Sikhi view. First of all, let me explain the word Sikh or Sikhi and Gurmat. Sikhi means the school of thought by all the Gurus and the Bhaktas included. Guru Kabir Das, Ramdev, Namdev, and all the 15 Bhaktas. Their wisdom, and we also call it the Gurmat, the mat of the Guru wisdom. So with this Guru wisdom, we are given to understand that each one of us is like a drop, minor drop in the ocean, or drop out of the ocean. And the drop has the creativity and the expression and the qualities of the whole ocean. That understanding and create that unity of thought in there is the yoga. Yoga is a mental state of realization of our oneness with the Akal Purukh. Akal Purukh, as in Punjabi, is the Sanskrit equivalent of Purusha. Purusha means the all-pervading cosmic consciousness, because there's no word which can describe that thing. It is. Guru Nanak has called it Akal Murth, that the timeless being. You can't call it any, you may call it any names, but nothing fully describes, because it is incomprehensible, indescribable. But with our limited human knowledge, we call him by many names. So, to express that, Guru Gwani says, "Aman tu jyot swarup hai, jo apna mool pehchan." That you are the swarupa, or the manifestation of Akal Purukh. So you realize that, recognize that. So there is recognition and realization of that, and the qualities inherent in that realization is yoga from the Sikh perspective. That's union, or the realization of oneness, as has been expressed before. So that is the core thought process in Guruvani. One may quote many places by Sabji, Sir Kripal Singh ji, Kalmurth have quoted. So actually, whole Guru Granth Sahib is a manual of this yoga. so-called yoga, or seeking oneness with the Akal Purukh, is a manual for a Sikh, the disciple, with the Guru. So the disciple has to realize this with the wisdom of the Guru. So it's again a Guru-disciple relationship. So actualization of yoga understanding expressed through Guru Granth Sahib is a key. Guru Nanak met many yogis. He traveled so much, the whole world in a way, from that point of view of that time, traveled entire India, met many people, various religious centers. And yogis, siddhas, went to Tibet, lived with the Buddhists, and many Buddhists, and they consider him one of their Rinpoche, as one of their spiritual leaders. In Northeast India, they call Nanak as Nanak Lama. So he endeared himself wherever he goes, wherever he went, with his knowledge and serving the people. Guru Nanak met yogis, and he talked to them and told them in the question answers, what's yoga? Yogna kinta, yogna dande, yogna pasam chadaiye, yogna mundi, mund mundaiye, rogna skingi baiye, and so on. It's a long one, but by Sucha Singh Sahibji, he has already explained this in English, so I may not repeat that. Jogna bahar madi, masani, jogna tadi laiye. You can't sit in the graveyards and use drugs to create yoga. Yoga's practice in a way. Ek disht kar samsar jane, yogi kahiye soi. One who sees all alike as a manifestation of Akal Purukh Vaheguru. He is a true yogi because he realized the oneness. His own, in whose mind is in oneness, in tune with that Akal Purukh. That's who a yogi is. But in briefly speaking, Anjan mein niranjan rahiye, jog jugat ev pahiye. Ji Nanak जीवित मर रही है ऐसा योग कमाइए. So अंजन में निरंजन रही है. We live in this world. We are material beings. Ourselves we are we are material. We need materials to survive. So while we use this world as a source of energy and livelihood, we stay aloof. No, it's likened to a lotus flower, which has its roots in muddy water, yet the flower itself remains far above it. It draws its energy for living from the earth, from the water. So he uses the energy as much as needed. Not that he assembles all the potassium, calcium, and all those nutrients needed. He doesn't amass them. He just uses what is needed for his survival. So that way, while actively engaging in this world for our physical survival and existence, we continue to stay detached like the life of a lotus flower. Guru Nanak, the 9th Nanak, in the state of yoga, he says, जो ना दुख में दुख नहीं माने, सुख स्नेह पै नहीं जाके कंचन माटी माने. Means he has developed that like state of mind where his dukha, he doesn't recognize his state of mind, it doesn't bother him. If he's a state of sukha, he's stayed in a state of equanimity. He is not afraid to do the right thing. And the worldly wealth, kanchan mati, kanchan means gold, kanchan mati mane. That is, he considers the worldly wealth like no better than dirt. It is not that we don't use this wealth to the degree for our needs, but amassing the wealth in the world and getting obsessed with this worldly passions is the negative part of it. It's our brain. Now here, the concept of home comes in. What's home? Guru Nanak has said, here in this, what I have just said, Nanak jeevtiyan mar rahi hai, aisa jo kamai hai. Jeevtiyan mar rahi hai means while you are alive, you should die. Now, what does death means? Guru Nanak is talking about the home. Home means my awareness of self. I am. Now, when this home, self-awareness, lives in the state of ahankara, that's I do, I am the doer. I am the doer and is driven by kam, krodh, moh. These passions, worldly passions, he's obsessed with them. Then he is driven towards the worldliness, and that's anti-yoga. That's not yoga. You cannot achieve that oneness if you are driven by this and you live in a state of ahankar, where kar means I am the doer. No, my friends have mentioned hukum. Kiv sachara hoye, kiv kure tutte pa. Hukum rajai chalna, Nanak likhya na. Because the whole Srishti is operating in the hukum of Akal Purush.
Thank you, Ji. We left with 1 minute.
Oh, I thought there was no time limit. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We can add you for another day. Okay. So,
Okay. Okay.
no problem.
All right. So what I'm saying is that this is a basic few thoughts which are inherent in Guru Granth Sahib. I say it's just a manual, but it's a song. It's a celestial song also, because Bhakta, Guru Nanak has said, Bhakti, Prem, is that union. When you are in love with the divine, you are in that state of equanimity with the Lord. Guru Nanak, when he was in Jagannath Puri, when he saw the arti being done, he fell into that ecstasy.
Thank you, Ji. We have to move on.
Please give me 100 minutes. I have to say that. A state of that yoga, when he says, Gagan mein thal rab chal deepak bare, tarka mantra, jarkamoti. That whole universe is singing thy glory, is a celestial song. I think that's the state of yoga, what Sikhism believes in. Kal binis mansa manmari, gur prasadi prapaya. I have conquered these passions of world, and I have lost my fear of death, and all my desires have gone. And with the grace of the Guru, with the Guru's wisdom, I have prapaya. I have met this yoga, this union with the Guru. With these few words, I pardon for the time I've taken more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So the God creator is within, not only creates, but he also lives in the creation. And
Yes.
that's what we rejoice, and connecting with the creation makes us more appreciative. And that's when we, out of spontaneousness, utter Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. That's
Yes.
our celebration. Simran, your turn.
Satnam, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Greetings to all. So thank you for having me. This is a really interesting topic. I've done quite a lot of research, and I'll just share a few passages, a few words. I'll say it in English. So about yoga, this is, my mind and body have been cooled and soothed, meditating on God, most worthy of meditation. I am joined body and mind to my true Lord and Master. We were talking about that, joining with the Creator. It's like we yearn to become one with the Creator. And then there's another passage that says, this is the technology of yoga: spiritual wisdom, devotion, intuitive knowledge of the Shabad, certain knowledge of the essence of reality, chanting, and unbroken intensive meditation. And it's also, O Nanak, yoga is obtained even while sitting in your own home by following the teachings of the Guru. just reminds me, you know, it's like every moment that we live, you know, we have to be in communion with the cosmic creation, with the creator. So 2 more passages that I'll share. It says, this is the knowledge of yoga. Oh, I think I said that one. It says, oh Nanak. No, I said what I had to say. I just wanted to share a few passages. So Guruji, if I could have a share, if I can share the screen, if that's possible. I think he's busy. So what I will do is I will just read. So there's this passage by Bhagat Jaydev, who actually he was a poet. He was a Sanskrit poet, well known, and he's included in the Sikh scriptures. So there's this really beautiful shabad, and I'll just read it in English. And it says, the breath is drawn in through the left nostril. It is held in the central channel of the Shushmana and exhale through the right nostril, repeating the Lord's name 16 times. I am powerless. My power has been broken. My unstable mind has been stabilized, and my unadorned soul has been adorned. I drink in the ambrosial nectar. Within my mind, I chant the name of the primal Lord, the source of virtue. My vision that you and I are separate has melted away. I worship the one who is worthy of being worshipped. I trust the one who is worthy of being trusted. Like water merging in water, I merge in the Lord. Says Jaydev, I meditate and contemplate the luminous, triumphant Lord. I am lovingly absorbed in the nirvana of God. So I am a Kundalini practitioner. And so from this beautiful Shabad, this beautiful passage, a meditation was inspired by this passage. And I thought I would share this meditation. It's a very powerful meditation. Many people will sometimes do 1,000 days nonstop, continuous of this one meditation. So let me just make sure I have all the details. So like the Shabad talks about, it talks about, you know, inhaling through the left nostril, then holding the breath and meditating and repeating God's name, which for us, we use the word Vaheguru. And so you repeat that 16 times. So there's different ways of doing this meditation, of repeating Vaheguru. And then once you've held the breath and you've mentally chanted Vaheguru, then you exhale through the right nostril. During this time, your eyes are focused at the tip of the nose. So when you focus at the tip of the nose, it balances the Ida, Pingala, and Shushmana. It's like the left, right, and central nerve channels of the spine. So there's all these things that are happening with this one meditation. And so I thought maybe, you know, I'll demonstrate it. And if you wish, you could try and do this with me. There's so many meditations, you know, in this world. This is just one of them, really powerful one. So there's an easy way, there's a medium way to do this meditation, and then there's the full way. So normally what you do is when you're so you inhale through the left, and while you're holding the breath, normally you're going to pump your navel on Va, He, Guru. So that's actually 48 pumps because you're doing 16 Vahegurus. So that's the full real meditation. but sometimes it's very difficult for people to be able to hold that breath for so long. So the easy way is to simply pump the navel on just one Vaheguru. And so you do 16 pumps. So it would be and you exhale. The medium part is where you pump the navel on Vahe and Guru. So that ends up with like 32 pumps. So sometimes it's not easy to count. So I used to count like on each finger, like one hand. And when I did both, that ended up being 16. But then I decided you can have like a mala. This really works. And it helps sort of to go deeper in the meditation. So it's a 16 bead, and I just go through each one and do it. So I hope this is clear. And oh, if everybody could like mute, it really helps if everybody is muted, you know, so the sound doesn't interfere. So again, I will just demonstrate. I'll demonstrate the easy one. And if you want, you can do it. So the eyes are focused at the tip of the nose. You are inhaling through the left. Hold the breath and then pump. And then you start over. So I hope that's clear. So if you want to try this, please go ahead. Just make sure you're sitting up straight. Take your right hand, block your right nostril. Eyes are focused at the tip of the nose, and inhale. One more cycle.
Thank you, Simran.
Then you inhale. And normally you're going to shake your arms for 1 minute after you've done this. So this meditation is called Sudarshan Chakra Kriya, not to be confused with Sudarshan Kriya. So it's called Sudarshan Chakra Kriya. And it has many benefits. You know, the Kriya opens your inner universe to relate and co-create and complete the external universe. And it improves your physical well-being. It expands your nervous system, respiratory system, and helps you digestive system, gives a boost to the immune system, and promotes peace, joy, and strength. It's really an exceptional meditation. And my personal experience from doing this many years ago was the ability to breathe more slowly, more deeply. And there's one meditation, which is the 1 minute meditation, where you inhale 20 seconds, hold 20 seconds, and exhale 20 seconds. And that's beautiful meditation. So
thank you, Simran.
anyway, thanks for allowing me to share.
Yes.
Yeah,
Next
I want to interrupt one thing. Simran can teach this one in another day, okay?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
It would be my
that'll
pleasure.
be great. Now, next is Kulvinder Singh. I'm going to ask him. We're short of time, so Kulvinder Singh, beware. He's going to talk about his presentation, Guru Nanak's visit with the Siddhas in the Himalayas. Please go ahead. Go unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute.
And if people want, I will share the meditation in the chat.
Yeah. You have 5 minutes.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Good day, everybody. Yes. Much has been said about yoga. Now I will start with simple things. I've read one line from Gurbani. It says, Katavasya charnarvin rasna jape gopal. God sits within us, but we recite his name with the tongue, with the physical tongue. So similarly, he says, Nanak soprab simriyatis dehi gopal. Simran, it's the process of the mind. But to have a healthy mind, we too have to keep our body healthy. That is the basic concept of yoga. And I think I must share with you people that when I was young, for quite a long time, I had the image as if yoga is just the exercise part. I never knew that yoga has its stages. I just knew its physical stage. So as the word itself conveys, yoga, yogi, yogyata. So it talks about your level, about at which state. So yoga has its different level. The exercise part, it is the physical level, which is no doubt very helpful for us to reach the strong mind stage and spiritual stage. Because at least the body is the equipment which we are provided with to do the such acts which lead us to God. So Nanak Sopra Smriyatis Dehi Gopal, it is very, very important to nourish this body, to keep this body healthy, to keep this body at its utmost by all means. Now, one thing which is my personal view about yoga, the stretching exercise part. Many of my friends, me too, we do yoga. So, but what I see, yoga, most of the people from the community, they think as if yoga is only the stretching exercise. As I think, why the stretching part? In the older times, the saints, they used to sit for so long hours in their caves, and they never wanted to expose themselves to the public. So they preferred that they should do such exercises which can be easily done in their caves. So I think these stretching exercise, they are very much suited for that position. Otherwise, to keep the body fit, whatever we do, whether we go to gym, that too is important. Whether we play some game, that too has its soul. So, yogi, yoga, yogita. Now I talk about, I just want to share because some students too must be watching. Okay, how we misunderstand a few concepts. And I've told, okay, previously I thought okay, as if yoga is only concerned with the body exercise. But with time I came to know, no, yoga has its stages till we merge with the God. It leads us to that. But why we have such misconceptions? Because but at the body level, we only take message from the bodily activities. All of us are not able to see what the yogis they are doing with their mind and with their spirit. As we can just see their body, then we start thinking as if this is what only yogis do. Similarly, as Gurbani says about the yogi, Guru says, Gursik Jogi Jagde Maya Andar Karm Udasi. Now, this is the spiritual level that even if Guru says one too is a yogi, if living in the material world, he lives above his passions and he lives at a level above these physical beings. He too is a yogi. So, yogi is a good word which can be attached to anyone doing good cause. Now, similarly, as in yoga, there are levels. One is the level of physical exercise, physicalism. Then one is the level of spiritualism. In religion, how we can differentiate between physicalism and spiritualism is just sitting on the earth as we see each other as different beings. Earth looks quite large to us. And each one of us thinks that we too have a good identity. We are concerned about that. But as we start moving to the skies, when if simple thing, if I go and start living on the moon, then this earth will come moon for me because it will shine for 10 hours like the moon with the sunlight. If I am saying, similarly, when we go to the space, then the picture changes in such a way that this earth just becomes a particle.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I have now a couple of minutes left for Barindra to talk about Guru Nanak's visit to Nepal.
Audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Kripal. And thank you so much, Guruji, for this wonderful opportunity. And I would like to express my profound honor to World Yoga community for hosting this, unbelievable program. So I have been part of this program, since a couple of, few days back, and I got a lot of, information from, religious leader, believer of, Hinduism, believer of Sikhism. In this capacity, I'm very much excited to share, Guru Nanak Dev Ji's visit to Nepal. I'm from Nepal, right? I represent this country. I'm a proud Nepali citizen, but I am a Hindu, and I believe, that every religion has, equal importance, right? We want to go to heaven, but there are different branches. So by the way, the Sikhism in the context of our country, has a, remarkable, story, right? And I would like to take you, 500 years ago, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, is believed to have traveled to our country, Nepal, from the west. But there was interesting, story, right? At that time, our country was run by, monarchy system, right? It was monarchy system, and King Jai Jagat Mullah. He went to Banaras for the curing of his son, and at that time Guru Nanak Dev Ji placed his son, and finally a king Jai Jagat Malla invited Guru Nanak Dev Ji visit to Nepal, right? And he came all the way from west, and he traveled to east part of our country. He visited Janakpur, the birthplace of Sita, and he went to Biratnagar and Barhat Kshetra, a holy site. And right after that, he did journey of all the way through Mahabharat range to the Kathmandu city. So in Kathmandu city, he visited at least 6 or 7 places, and he was believed to have meditated on those areas. And one of the areas now it is presently called Balaju. Balaju is a place which is situated in Kathmandu city, right? He went there, and he did meditation, right? Under the people tree, right? So on that platform he stay, and he did meditation, and there is footprints of Guru Nanak Dev Ji visit, and there are other evidential facts, I mean accounts that Guru Nanak Dev Ji visit to Nepal, right? A lot of lands, 200 acres of land given by king to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, right? And but the problem with respect to Sikhism in the context of our country is that Sikh people are very much humble, right? They are honest, and they do work in a team, right? And so many supportive action done by Sikh community. So I will take you in 2015. It was a great earthquake in our country, Nepal, right? So at that time, a Sikh Nepali, who was in New Delhi, right? He was in New Delhi, and he felt, ground shock, and he went to, the community. He appealed, one of the, committee in Delhi. So a lot of international aid, from Sikh people, came to Nepal during the devastating earthquake in 2015. So, medical team, and tons and tons of foods, and a lot of clothes, came in 2015, right? This is a humanity and Sikh people are doing, and it is the blessing or wisdom from Guru Nanak Dev Ji, right? So there is a special bonding between Nepal and India, right? Not only with Sikhism, but a lot of trades, a lot of other things going on, but particularly with Sikh community. uh, uh, Still Gurudev Nanak Ji, there are but the problem is that number of shrines are getting down and down, right? It was internal conflict, up until 26 or 20 to 2006 or 7, right? At that time, internal conflict, and a lot of Sikh people, departure. They did, departed from Nepal to other country because of I mean the situation that happened, right? But apart from that, I'm very much glad to talk about Guru Nanak Dev Ji visit to Nepal, right? And
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you, Barendra. Appreciate your participation and comments. And now we have a time for our keynote speaker, Yogi Amandeep Singh. Amandeep Singh, please unmute yourself. Now, Yogi Amandeep is have master's degree from Oxford Brookes University from England, and then another master's degree from British Columbia, and he's been involved traveling many countries and with his message, and he also trained under Yogi Bhajan, and he has his own originality. He'll tell you himself. Please give a little bit more introduction. Thank you for being with us.
Satnam.
Satnam.
Blessings to all of you. Thank you for this opportunity, the World Yoga Community, Guruji, for this invitation, and also Dr. Kripal, who personally invited me, and also Simran Kaur Khalsa, who was part of this invitation. So it's my privilege today to sit with these great souls who have sat for the last 1 hour, sharing the great wisdom of yoga, the wisdom of union, Yoga, if you were to go back, it's one of the oldest form of union. In the Yogic Sutras, it is mentioned when there was nothing, there was union. When there was nothing, there was union. So before creation, yoga or union was really there. And then that union, that beingness, that union, that oneness, in the words of Guru Nanak, Ik Oankar, that beingness wanted to know itself. The beingness wanted to know itself. And being became knowing. Now we know, you are knowing me, I'm knowing you. Wherever you look, you are knowing. So the being in us became a knowing. In the in the modern perspective, you can call this the Big Bang. The soundless became the sound, and the sound vibrating everywhere, from my heartbeat to the flow of the blood, and to the flow of the prana, and to the most important pulse in your body, known as the Shushmana pulse. In the center of the spine, there is a sacred nerve. And this nerve, according to the yogic teachings, at the blink of the eye, vibrates 70 times. And that is the source of our gluing in this time and space. So sound, Shabad, glues us here. Shabad in the beginning of the time, the soundless sound decided to know itself, and one became many. In the sutras, it is mentioned, Ek to anek bhai. From one, it became a many. The ocean decided to dance, and it became the waves. So they call this dance of Shiva sometimes. In the Islamic tradition, this is described as kun fayakun. The Vedas describe this as ekoham bhausyami. And in the words of Guru Nanak, ek to anek bhai kita pasao, eko kawao tiste hoye lakh driyao. Uncountable waves came into being. And now, because this being became knowing, and I'm just going to repeat myself, in this moment, we only know knowing. We have lost our being. The divine started to play and got lost in its play. And this is called Leela. You and me are the divine waves of one ocean. You and me are these divine frequencies of the primordial sacred sound known as Oankar. And to go back to that being, this knowing, have given birth to different tools. And one of such tools is yoga. Born, yoga, the wisdom. Born, bloomed on the highest land on the planet. I hope you're with me. I'm going slow. I'll keep it very simple. We will go a bit into the history, and then we will dive into an experience of what it means to be in union, what it means to be in yoga. Yoga was born, bloomed in the womb of Himalayas, the highest land on the planet. Because it is the highest land, yoga is known as the highest wisdom, the wisdom of union. Beyond religion, beyond the different traditions, it's a tradition of union, unifying everybody. And in this great tradition of unifying everyone, many great masters played an important role. Many great masters, not one. Again and again, the cosmic divine hum, the primordial Shabad, sent many great sages, the awakened ones, the bloomed ones, the fragranced ones. so that we can know our being, because the being has lost itself in its knowing. And one get such sage of the Aquarian age. So time is divided into the different zodiac signs, and our times is known as the Aquarian age. In Kali Yuga, there is a specific time frame, we call it the Aquarian age. And Guru Nanak is known as the sage of the Aquarian age, where people will flow like water, where people will merge like water. We are doing it now. We are living our individuality and we are trying to dive into our similarity. This is a water element, the Aquarian master, Guru Nanak. It is said that Guru Nanak, one specific day, he went to take his daily dip. Just a bit of a history first. He went to take his daily dip. It is called sadhana. It's called sadhana. We are incomplete without sadhana. Sadhana means saha. Saha, dhana. Saha means breath. And dhana means treasure. There's a treasure in your breath which you are missing all the time because you're lost in the knowing. You have forgotten the sutra which connects you, that sound, that sahadhana, the treasure in the breath. The prana it is called, the chi it is called, the vital force it is called. Oh, I will go deeper. God it is called. The breath as a pavan guru, that wisdom which unites you. And this is not a philosophy. Am I not connected with you through my breath? I may be individual here, you may be individual there, but the breath has connected us. It always connects. It is the one primordial sutra, Sagala Samagri, Tumra Sutra Dhari. The sutra of Guru Nanak says, everyone is one mala, all connected through one single thread called the sutra. You and me are all connected to the sutra of the breath. So Guru Nanak on this specific day, mastering the sahadhana in search of the treasure in the breath, the prana, prani, if you're with me, this yogic terms. So the human experience as name and form, as time and space, this is called prani. Prani, confined consciousness, prani. And then you have prana, prana, prani, prana, breath. And you have pranapati, God. So there is a single thread which not only connects every one of us together, but it also connects to us, to our source. So prani, prana, and pranapati. So there's a treasure, there's a connection, there is a unification through the breath which we are missing all the time because we are lost in this called the vrittis. We are lost in our samskaras, our memory, our patterns, our identifications. Collectively, it is called the ego, but it's nothing but memory, vrittis, samskaras. So we have lost in touch with our sahadhana, with the treasure in the breath. And Guru Nanak, on this specific day, in search of this treasure, in his sadhana, early in the morning, when it was neither day, it was neither night. Whenever something will bloom in you, my friends, it will bloom when two polarities merge, when Shiva and Shakti unites, when yin and yang dissolves, when you are neither in this extreme, you are neither in this extreme. Where both extremes merge, something will bloom. And the ancient sages, they have described this specific time in the morning when it's neither in the day, when it's neither in the night. You are not in any of the polarities. It's called Amrit Vela in the words of Guru Nanak, Brahma Muhurta in the ancient Vedic tradition. A point, a portal, when you are not you, when the duality ends. And at this specific day, this sage who was waiting to be bloomed, whose fragrance will be felt as far as the corners or the four corners of the world. A day will come when the fragrance will bloom. On this specific day in the morning, it was neither day and night, Guru Nanak had his dip in the sacred river of a river, the water element. And the story says Guru Nanak went in. And he went in, he never came back. 3 days. Long story cut short, he was declared dead. And real attainment, real blooming happens when the world sees you dead. 3 days. For the samadhi, for the union of the individuality with the totality, atam pratam ekokara, the union of the individual self and the universal self, they say it is only authentic if you can be in that state for 3 days. On the first day, the known world dissolves. On the second day, the unknown world dissolves. And on the third day, that which sees the known and the unknown dissolves. You have now attained samadhi. You have become balanced. Samadhi, sama, balance. He was awakened. On the third day, he came out with a fragrance. He has now become the ocean. He was no more the wave. And at being the wave, he traveled to different locations around the world to share the fragrance. Some of the beautiful presenters have touched this. Guru Nanak, when he went and sat with the Tibetan masters, they call him Lama Nanak, Rinpoche Nanak, which means the precious Guru. In the south, he is known as Buddha Nanak. And the Sufis, they call him Baba Nanak, Vali Nanak. Vali means friend. The friend Nanak. He was a friend. Another title given by the mystics of the desert, they are called, is Tajdare Kayanat, Vali Nanak, which means the crowned prince of spirituality. The crowned prince of spirituality, Baba Nanak. And like that, the yogis call him Avadhut Nanak. The Sikhs call him Guru Nanak. And the Hindus call him Nrankari Nanak, Avatari Nanak. You know, if you were to dive deeper into this, I'm just going to spend a few moments in this. This is an important part of the universality of the teachings of the Guru. The Sikhs claim he was a Sikh. But there are Hindu writers who claim he was Hindu. And then there are Sufi masters who declare he was a Sufi. Guru Nanak don't belong to any tradition, yet Guru Nanak belongs to all the tradition. Among the Sufis, he was a Sufi. Among the Hindus, he was a Hindu. Among the Buddhists, he was a Buddhist. And among the Sikhs, he was a Sikh. So this universal man traveled around the world, gave his fragrance, and everybody owned him. And those of you who know, towards the end of his life, the Hindus claim he should be cremated. He's a Hindu master. It is described in the Vedas. The Vedas declared that an avatari Nanak. The Bhavishya Purana mentions that a man of the age, Nam Avatara, who will be the avatar of Nam, of the sacred sound, will manifest Pachmay Subhadesha. In the northern land, a man, avatar, will come. He belongs to us. And the Sufis, they say, no, our Sufi masters have described him. In their predictions, he belongs to us. And long story cut short, a conflict happened. And it was decided we will leave the body of Guru Nanak and we will leave some flowers by the side. And if the flowers of the Hindus remained fresh, he's a Hindu. And if the flowers of the Muslims or the Sufis remain fresh, he's a Muslim. And the story says next morning, the body had merged into the 5 elements. The body has merged into the 5 elements. The body was so sacred that fire could not burn it, earth could not dissolve it, water could not dissolve it. No 5 element can dissolve the sacred body of the awakened one, of the fragranced one. So the Hindus took the flowers and cremated it, and the Sufis took the flower and buried it. And later on, the Sikhs built a temple over it, a Sikh temple. So if you were to ever have this opportunity to visit the sacred sites, a Sikh temple with a Hindu shrine and a Sufi shrine. That was Guru Nanak, one and all. His conversation with the Sufi, with these yogis, he went all the way to Mount Sumeru, which was known as the highest land. And those of you who know, according to the ancient way of mapping the known creation, our universe, Mount Sumeru is always known to be the center of the universe. So in the center of the universe, there is a mountain known as Mount Meru or Mount Sumeru, which is in the Himalayas. In that location, the yogis have been meditating for thousands of years, and they were waiting for the touch of the awakened one. They were called. And Guru Nanak with his disciple, Bala and Mardana, one Sufi, one Muslim, one Hindu and one Muslim, traveled all the way up and sat with the yogis. Guru Nanak blessed them. And they had a conversation. And in this conversation, there are many beautiful gems. It's not just the state of mind, it is also how to readjust the patterns of your body. Yoga is a state of mind. Guru says, Guru ka shabad mara, man mara, sundar yoga tari jiyo, yoga chit vritti nirodha. The balancing of the vrittis is yoga. But how to balance those vrittis? How to balance those vrittis? It's a state of mind. How to attain that state of mind? I don't know my mind. The mind is described as, if you are here, it is there. And if you go there, it is here. So this is mind. So how to attain the yoga in the state of mind? Guru ka shabad mara man mare. You have to start with the body, because this is our known realm. And then you have to start with the most important thread of life we call the Pavan Guru. In the words of Guru Nanak, in the teachings of Guru Nanak, in the yogic touch to the teachings of Guru Nanak, there are beautiful 3 pillars. One is called Pavan Guru. Pavan Guru, which is the breath as the guide. Breath as the guide. That's the first guide you must have, not the mind. Because if you were to seek the mind, the guidance of the mind, you are here, it will go there. If you go there, it will come here. At the blink of the eye, they say mind vibrates 1,000 times. One blink, 1,000 times. It's so fast, faster than the speed of light. So you have to start with what you know, what is tangible, what is gross in your realm. And we started off with the breath being the prana which connects the prani to the pranapati. The knowing of the breath to go back into being. Knowing and being unites. In the primordial, there was being, now there is knowing. When you see, what is the seeing made of? Knowing. When you hear, what is the hearing made of? Knowing. When you're smelling, what is the smelling made of? Knowing. When you touch, what is the touch made of? Knowing. The 5 senses, Guru says, Panchaka, Guru Ek Dhyan. All the five senses through which you give birth to the world, they can be united through one wisdom, Eka Dhyan, through dhyan, through awareness. And all this is controlled by the breath. Prani, prana, and pranaya. Pranapati. So we start with the breath. The Guru says, Pavan Guru, number one. Taking the guidance of your breath, very important. We have forgotten it. We have forgotten. In the Sikh tradition, every day in the morning, we read the Japji, which means the meditation of the self, the meditation of the Ji, that is longing to be in union of totality, union with the divine. In that dialogue, or in that sacred sound of Japji, towards the end, Guru says, Pavan Guru, let the breath, let the prana be your guide. So the first sutra is the Pavan Guru. Next is Shabad Guru. Shabad Guru. Shabad is the sacred sound. There are two types of sound. One is the sound which you are creating. I'm creating now. This is my Shabad. And there's also more refined form of Shabad, which are our thoughts. Even when you are not talking, you are not communicating, something is going on in your head all the time. At night, it comes in the form of dreams. So one is the personal Shabad, which is running all the time. And one is the divine Shabad, which was there before you created your Shabad, before you created your own sound. So there's a primordial sound, Ik Oankar, one universal cosmic hum, which unites all of us. So one is the breath, which is uniting everybody. And one there is the basic sound, the cosmic hum, which is uniting us all. If we for a moment transcend our body and transcend our mind and touch these two seamless, undivided, unsegmented part of our reality, which is the breath and which is the cosmic hum, which is happening all the time. That is called Shabad Guru. So we are talking about union, we are talking about yoga, we are talking about the union of our individual self with the universal self. So you take the shelter of the Pavan Guru and the Shabad Guru. The revealed sacred sound, it is called. Are you with me? I hope you're with me. Making it simple as possible and trying to share the yogic wisdom of Guru Nanak, the teachings of Guru Nanak, the teachings that can unite you with the higher self. And it's already united, you just need to become aware. It is called Surta. Your breath is already in union with me. Everybody individual on the planet, we are already in union. Gavacha yaab fire, labbe rabbanu. You are lost. God is not lost. God is never lost. Divine is never lost. It is in your breath. It is in your breath all the time. The sacred sound is coming. And there's a cosmic hum which is humming all the time, which we have forgotten because we have got lost in our own knowing, in our own thoughts. And thoughts only can think about the past or the future. They are not now. Thoughts can only think about the past and the future. They are not now. Breath is now. The cosmic hum is now. These are the only two things that are present. Guru says, Hazr, Hazur hai, ke Zahir, Zahur hai. It is in the here and it is in the now. But you are always lost in the thoughts, which is either in the past or either in the future. Tak dam karari jo karo Hazr, Hazur khudai. The moment you know the secret of the breath, which is in the now, Hazr, Hazur, Khudai, that which divine you are searching is right here, right now. So it's about quietening the mind and diving into the sacred breath and the sacred sound, which is known as Shabad Guru. So Pavan Guru, and Shabd Guru. These are two important tools through which we can attain the state of yoga, attain the state of unity. Now, when the Pavan Guru and Shabd Guru becomes one, what will happen? What will happen? That's the next sutra. Guru says, these are the three limbs of Guru Nanak's yogic teachings. Pavan Guru, Shabd Guru, and when these two unites, your Surt comes in. Your awareness now is in the head. And the head is either in the past or the future. When God was in the now, God was in the now. It is always Ada Sach, Jugada Sach, Habi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. It is always such. It's here right now. So when Pavan Guru and the Shabd Guru, the cosmic hum, both are united through Surt, awareness. In that union, something blooms in you. And that is described as Vah. Vah. Hey Guru. Vah means wow. Vah means wow. There's a sense of wowness. It's not some extraordinary experiences that you need to find. You don't need to find light. You don't need to find heaven. No. The Guru says, wow. You will go into a state of wow, a state of easiness. Suddenly, big problems will become small problems. Know that you're walking the path. So Shabd Guru, Pavan Guru unite together. The third limb. Vah, Hey Guru. Vah, Hey Guru. Shabd Guru, Pavan Guru, Vah, Hey Guru. Vah means wow. Vah means wow. Hey means hey, means now. Hey means now. And Guru means wisdom. Vaheguru means the wisdom of wow in the now. The wisdom of wow in the now, not in the future. Because divine is in the now. Consciousness in the now. The breath is in the now. Just that you are always in the past or the future. You think the wow in the now will become in the future. No, no, no. It will be experienced as wow in the now. So these are the three limbs. Pavan Guru, Shabd Guru, and Vaheguru. Uniting your Pavan with the cosmic hum and going into an easiness in life. Life becomes easy. Big problems, small problems. It's not that some problems will dissolve. Problems will remain. Conflicts will remain. But there's a sense of let go. There's a sense of sitting. This is known as Gurka Shabd Mara Manamara Sundara Joga Tarijiyo. Through the tools that the divine has bestowed upon you, which you keep forgetting because you get lost in your own 1,000 thoughts at the blink of the eye. So it's called Savdhan Ikagrachit. First, learn to sit still. Because when the body moves, be with me, my friends. When the body moves, mind moves. And when the mind moves, the world moves. So to attain that state of union, of yoga, you have to start from what you have. You have to start from the body. You have to start from the breath. If I was to use the yogic terms for this, it's called asana, or asana, or pranayama. But in the Guru's word, the terminology, it's called savdhan. Savdhan, the body should be straight. Prab apne se hovo savdhan. First, stilling of the body. You want yoga? You want to unite? First, still the body. Number one. Number two, still the breath. Savdhan, ikagrta. In ekagrata, because breath is connected with the mind. When the breath is shallow, life is shallow. When the breath is deep, life is deep. Power Guru, wisdom of the breath. Everything is the breath, my friends. And the Guru goes, I think I have time, so just a bit more. And the Guru goes deeper. Guru talks about the breath in the Siddh Gosht, where he sat with the enlightened masters, the Siddhas. Guru says, Tre Sat Ungal. Tre, 3. Sat, 7. Tre Sat Ungal. Vai Audu Shunya Sach Aharo. Gurmukh bola tat virola chine alkha paro. The Guru says 3 plus 7, 10. 10 fingers away from you, the divine kisses you. God is kissing you 10 fingers away from you. And this is the yogic concept for 8 and 10 here. Your breath starts here. The Guru says that in Siddh Gosht. Breath doesn't start here. Breath starts. This is Shunya. This is the primordial void here. And in the words of the Buddha, one day he had a matchstick and he lit the matchstick, and where did this light come from? Here. And then he blew it off. Where did the light go? Here. And the Guru says, life comes from here. 10 fingers away from you, Shunya. There's a space of Shunya. I hope you're with me. There's a space of Shunya. There's a space of emptiness. Now, the going out breath. Be with me, my friends. We're almost done. We'll do a beautiful practice. As the breath goes out, the breath stops here. The breath stops here. For a millisecond, there's a changing of the gear. The outgoing breath becomes the incoming breath. And then it goes in and it changes gear. 2 times the breath stops. This is known as Shunya. The coming breath is life. And the going breath is death. Coming breath is life. Going breath is death. At this moment, you are neither in the realm of life, neither in the realm of death. The Shunya. This, you and me share this space, Our breath makes us individual, but this space we share. In the words of Rumi, the great Sufi master, he says, we all meet where the road ends. And this is where the road ends, because when the breath is moving, mind is moving. And when the mind is moving, you're on your journey. But here, the road ends. And you and me are meeting there. Ishunya Sach Aharo. The source of your existence is not here, it's right here. So the sutra says, Guru Nanak says in Siddh Gosht, learn to be with your breath, still the body, and allow the breath to come as slow as you can, still the breath. And then once you have inhaled completely, hold the breath. Hold the breath. Jog, jugat kat sed kar pavana theraye. Pavana theraye. Those of you understand this. Pavana theraye. Hold the breath. They're tools. It's not just a philosophy. The Guru, Granth Sahib, the text for humanity, not for the Sikhs only. It's a sacred sound which contains the vibrations that float through Hindus, that float through Sufis. It's not just a Sikh text, it's for everybody. And that text not only mentions the philosophy, it gives you tools. It mentions bhakti, shakti, jnana, karma, yoga. A yogi finds yoga in the Sri Guru Granth. A bhogi finds bhoga in the Sri Guru Granth. A karma yogi finds karma in the Guru Granth, Sri Guru Granth. So these are some of the tools, some of the techniques which the Guru has bestowed upon us, so that we on the path, regardless of your belief or you don't believe, it's not about that. These are your personal tools. It's not that if you are belonging to a certain tradition, then you will have this. These are universal truths. Your breath belongs to you. And the Guru says, know yourself through your breath. Suno re tu kaun. Find who you are. Aap pashane tasha jane. Aur kaisi chatrai. You have to find yourself before you can find God. And the Sufis made it so clear also. The Sufis, they say, Gavacha aap fire labbe rab nu. Wang murgiyan roodiyan pholda hai. You're searching everywhere. God, God. The God was so close to you. There's a sutra in the Vedas. Beautiful sutra. There was a question. Katham ekoho deva iti. Katham ekoho deva iti. Tell me, what is this one God? Everybody is talking about one God. What is this one God? Question was that. And the answer was, Prana iti sitha Brahma. The prana is God. It's the direct manifestation of the divine coming in you. Life is the kiss of the divine. Saragatomi nire vasada. In the sacred Quran, this beautiful sutra, it's closer than your breath, right? So if you can hold on to your breath, you can find the source. You cannot find the divine through cunning ways. Socha sochna ho bhai, the Guru says. It's not known through your intelligence. It is known by letting go of everything and being and flowering into what is happening in the now. And the only thing, the two things that are happening in the now, or which we can directly assess, is the coming and the going of the breath and our awareness, which is always there. So if you can bring your awareness and you let it sit on the pavan, on the prana, on the breath, and the Guru, the wisdom will flow into you. So I will just dive into a small meditation with you, my friends, just for 30 to 45 seconds, where I just want you to become aware of this experience. And this is experience of being. It's not some extraordinary experience. God is very ordinary, you know that? But you're finding God in some extraordinary experiences, and which will never happen, because every experience is an extraordinary experience. It's not extraordinary. So my friends, I just want you to bring your spine straight. Union, yoga, spine straight. Savdhan, the body has to be still. And then ikagar, the mind has to be anchored. And how to anchor the mind? Through the power of the breath. So I just want you to inhale and just hold the breath and mentally recite the sutra Vaheguru 4 times. 4 times. Hold the breath and recite mentally Vaheguru. And exhale. One more time. Spine straight. Don't move the body. Don't move. And inhale deep. And just hold the breath. And hold the breath. This is holding life. When you hold your breath, you hold life. And when you hold a life, you become alive. This is called being pregnant with God. This is God. In its most ordinary experience, life, God is life. Life is God. Hold. And 4 times mantra Vaheguru. Just meditate, just mentally vibrate Vaheguru. And exhale, please. Completely exhale. And one more time, inhale. And hold. And as you hold the sacred breath, let this breath be the breath of the stars. Let this breath be the breath of the cosmos. And hold and vibrate Vaheguru. 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 And exhale. One more time, powerfully inhale. And hold the sacred breath. And this is not your breath, my friends. This is the breath of the divine. This is the kiss of the divine. Can you hold the kiss of the divine? Please hold the kiss of the divine. And hold. And as you hold this breath, you become aware. Something in you opens up. Please become aware of that. It's not something difficult. It's not an extraordinary experience. Hold the breath and something starts to bloom. Something becomes aware. Hold and recite mentally Vaheguru. And my friends, exhale. One more time, powerfully inhale. And hold the sacred breath. By holding the breath, you become aware. You become aware. You become alive. Become aware of this alive and hold the sacred breath now. And don't move and hold the breath now. And I want you to tense your whole body. Tense the whole body. tense the whole body. Don't move the breath. We are moving in. Don't let the breath go. Hold the sacred breath. Medical reasons, relax. Other than that, tense your whole body, please. Tense your face, tense your eyes, tense your skull, tense your spine. Tense your spine, the seat of Shushmana. And through the nose, exhale. One more time, inhale. And hold. And as you hold the sacred breath, tense your whole body. Make your hands into a tight fist. And your feet tense, your legs tense, your chest tense, your shoulders tense, your face tense, your eyes tense, your forehead tense, your skull tense, and the spine tense. Tense, squeeze. Give an experience. Go, hold. Medical reasons, relax. This is your breath. It has nothing to do with any religion. This is your own modification of your reality. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And hold, and please tense the whole body again from head to toe. Squeeze and tense, specifically your forehead. Your forehead. We're almost done. We're almost done, my friends. Hold, squeeze, tense your forehead. Tense your forehead. Tense your forehead and your skull and into your spine. Tense your spine. Squeeze yourself into your spine. And exhale. 2 more times we're going to do. Inhale and hold. And those of you who are just listening, please, these are the last 2. Hold and experience your own breath, your own being, your own reality. Hold, squeeze and tense. Through the power of the Pavan Guru, hold, and your surut and your awareness, holding, hold, and squeeze and tense yourself from head to toe. The 33 trillion cells and the 33 trillion gods and goddesses in the yogic tradition, all within the own body. And my friends, through the nose, exhale. Last time, inhale and hold and tense and squeeze yourself. Your forehead, please. Your skull. Pragate Gopal Mahant ke mathe. In the forehead, the divine blooms. In the forehead, the divine takes bath. Pragate Gopal Mahant ke mathe. At the forehead, the third eye, it is called. Hold, squeeze, and tense yourself into your spine now. Squeeze, hold, and through the nose, exhale. And just for a few seconds, don't move the body. And something in you has set. Something in you has opened up. It's not a deep, very extraordinary experience. It is just your own self. You just known yourself without the reference of the head. It is just for a few milliseconds. And with this realization, my friends, please open your eyes. Satnam. Blessings to all of you. So I was told to give a short experience and share some yogic wisdom, gems of Guru Nanak, how to be in the state of yoga. This is a simple meditation which you can extend to 5 to 10 minutes. As simple as holding your own breath and listening to your own consciousness and listening to your own awareness. Something will sit, and that is called Sahaja. That is called Sahaja. Sahaja Yoga, the union through the spontaneous anchoring of the awareness. When the breath sits, mind sits, and when the mind sits, the world sits. And that with time becomes samadhi, becomes part and parcel. You're sitting, you are anchored. You're standing, there's something in you sits. The Guru says, Uthata, Bhattata, Sovata, Nam. You return to your being while you are walking, while you're sitting, and while you're talking. So this is the journey, and I hope it made sense. And once again, thank you so much for this sacred space. Appreciate all those who have contributed to the blooming of this sacred space. So this is called Sangha. This is Sangat. Sangata, Sangate in the Tibetan tradition. Sangate. To sit together and to find freedom. Sang, to sit together, freedom. To find the freedom from the self by sitting with those who are walking the path of Dharma. To become a Siddha. To become a Siddha, the one who has freed himself or herself from himself or herself. There's a sutra in the Tantric tradition. Siddha Swatantra Bhava. The one who has freed himself from himself. The one who has freed herself from herself become a Siddha. And the Guru says, Suniya, said the Pir Suranath. If you learn to listen to your breath, if you learn to listen to the cosmic hum, to the Shabad, you will become a Siddha and Sura and Nath. You become the master of your own life. You can direct your mind. Now your mind is directing you. And then a time comes when you can direct your mind. When you say sit, the mind sits. And when you say stand, the mind stands. Know that you have known. It is simple as this. The grace of Guru Nanak and the blessings of Sri Guru Granth Sahib and all those who presented and all those who sat and those who vibrated. May Guru Ramdas, may Guru Nanak Maharaj bless everyone with health, wealth, and prosperity, and the highest gift, and that is the gift of Nam, the gift of your own being, the gift of your own sacred vibration. Satnam. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Yogi Amandeep Singh ji. It's a marvelous, very enlightening lecture. Now we're open to question and answers.
Thank you.
On my part, I think this is a beautiful presentation and very enriching, and you know, with so many yogis sitting over here in this presence, I will look forward to starting with Guruji. So,
Yeah, it was a beautiful presentation from all of you. Then I am glad Yogi Amandeep Singh joined, because he brought a lot of points from the area of Sikh master. A lot of people that never heard about this one. I'm glad that came, because World Yoga community, for everybody, I want to make sure everybody is comfortable in our niche. Here we believe we all are human being chosen, divine being on this earth to care and share. Beyond any culture or religion, definitely we keep our own behavioral nature where we grew up. That's fine. And we are not going to change the history of the yoga either. That has to be clear. So if any students from the Amity University like to ask questions, they can ask, because I don't want them to say, oh, we didn't get a chance to ask a question. Otherwise, our group will ask questions. Dr. Vinarma Sharmaji, floor is for you.
My Sagar Pranam to all the yogis present here. So it's a really is very relaxing session by Yogi Amandeep sir.
a little loud, please.
And as well, all the lectures was very motivative and enlightening.
It's 10 o'clock.
Hello.
No, sorry, that's my computer.
Thank you, sir. It was a very good session, and I feel that blessed to listen to all these words. Thank you so much, sir.
And if I don't know if there's time to do a little chanting, just let me know.
Yeah, just wait for the last part. Chanting should be the last. Discussion finish first. I like to invite Dr. T.P. Shashikumar ji for making some remarks about this today's section.
It was a nice learning, probably for most of us, maybe reminding what we learned. I was just sharing my photographs, visiting some of the centers of, probably what do we call, when the Western country, I think when we travel, we go to most of the places for enriching ourselves with the tradition which they follow, or maybe which they spread in the other part of the world. So I had got a lot of opportunity visiting such places. I was also there in Golden Temple, probably the humanity service which our friend from Nepal was also mentioning, right? So I'm sure we all agree that in terms of social service, in terms of humanity, in terms of spreading our culture, always there is a great part of contribution from the people who follow Guru Nanak. I'm sure we all of us follow him. There are beautiful bio sketches given, which I think we should spread it to the next generation. We remember last time when I visited US, we had a discussion where one of those schools was demonstrating different religious practices in different rooms. And Sikhism had probably one of the largest demonstration in terms of books, and people were learning and talking, and we had the cross religious talk dialogues in which sharing experiences. So I was also part of it, representing Hinduism, and we had a lot of brothers from Sikhism who were also part of it. So I was recollecting most of the lessons we had during those sessions when all of you were presenting very nicely. It was quite enriching, 100%. Think we should have many such sessions all across. Probably the northern part of India, it is much spread, but there are. I was there in the central India, Maharashtra also, we had the second largest center, right? Good too. I was there in Nepal also. I went and saw some of these places which our friend was mentioning. In my visit, I was there. I think I have visited most of the places. So I was traveling along with them. Physically or emotionally, I was traveling in such places. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Great.
So
Great.
Dr. TPS in South, Nanded is a very interesting place.
Nanded, I was there. I was there in Nanded. That we call it a center of India, but not in the Madhya Pradesh.
That's
Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, close to. I was there in Nanded, one of the engineering colleges run by
yes,
management.
That's where the dialogue between Yogi Yogi Madhav and Guru Gobind Singh took place.
That's why I said the second largest. I was there in Nanded.
Yes.
I spent almost one full day there. Full day I was there. Yeah.
Here I like to invite Professor Gopinathan Pillaji to make some remarks or comments.
So thank you. So let me express my gratitude to Yogi Amandeep Singh for making such an illuminating presentation, in the sense that I had a little knowledge on this, the concept of yoga as being visualized in Sikhism. So you have a very enchanting way detailed the concept of yoga in Sikhism. And by the way, let me not asking, I would like to know, so what are the basic differences, if any, of Sikhism from the wisdom tradition of Hinduism, that is Guru tradition of Hinduism? Because Sikhism is a Guru tradition. India, this Hinduism has two dimensions, two parts. That Guru tradition and Trimurti tradition, Devi Deva tradition. But in this Guru tradition of India, do you think it is different from the Guru tradition in Sikhism, propounded by Sikh Gurus? Please.
So should I, or should anybody else want to take that question?
You can take first.
Yes. So as far as the Guru tradition is concerned, I think, there is no difference. The essence of the Guru tradition in the Vedic as well as in the Sikh tradition is very similar, or I will say it is almost the same, where the Guru is known as the representative of God. Guru is the direct manifestation. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. And the same thing, in Japji, Guru Nanak says, Guru Ishara, Guru Gorakha, Brahma, Guru Parvati Mai. The Guru is Shiva, the Guru is Vishnu, and the Guru is Brahma. And the Guru is the very manifestation of the goddess. So I believe the same concept is there in the Vedic line. That's as far as the Guru tradition is concerned, it's the same. It's the same. I don't find any difference. If somebody finds that, that's up to them. But the way I have studied and been with the different traditions and sat with many great masters in these different lineages, even in the Sufi tradition, the concept of the murshid and the disciple, the murid and murid, the guru and the chela. It's very similar. And even in all esoteric traditions, so there's an outer form of religion and the inner form of every religion. And in the inner form, there's always a longing for a personal touch. Until the personal touch is not there, the chela or the seeker cannot find. And in all the mystical part of all the religions, there is always a concept of guru and shishya. And it's the same. So not only just Hinduism, but also,
if I may add to that, in Sikhism, the Guru tradition is the Gur Shabad. You see, we say, Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which Bani Amrit Sare, Gur Bani ka hai Sevak Jan Mane, Pratak Guru Nastare. That Guru is not because of his body and all that. Guru is because of his Shabad and his teachings and the things which he have experienced himself and then passes on to his disciple. To experience it, not through the experiential manner, not just through the verbal manner only. Second thing is, the door of the Guru is open to anyone. It doesn't matter a person is Shudra or Vaishnava or any kind. The door of the Guru is open to men, women, and everyone and everywhere from any part of the world. That another may be a difference.
There's a question came to my Facebook Messenger. Sir, my questions, yogic teachings, what we can learn from Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Anybody like to give an answer to that?
That we are one. I think that's the main message that we, I mean, the whole Sikh scripture starts with that. Ik. So, I mean, there's so much that could be said. And the teachings are for all. It's universal wisdom for all. So if you want to learn about the Guru, I would say go and read Japji Sahib. Everything is in the Japji Sahib. It's the morning prayer. It's how the Sikh scriptures start. That's you'll find everything there.
The second question is, what is the dialogues? What was the dialogue shared between Guru Nanak Ji and Gorakhnath Ji on yoga?
Yeah, there have been a number of interactions between the Siddha tradition and the Nanak tradition. There are three historically mentioned, if I'm not wrong. The first one was in Mount Samiru. These were the disciples or the students of this Guru Gorakhnath, the great yogic master of the past. And then that was the first interaction in Mount Samiru. And in Mount Samiru, if you read Japji, which is the Guru Nanak's sacred text, which he gave birth to immediately when he was enlightened. And the last part of that Japji text, there's this a few paudis, we call it, or steps. There's a sutra, Ades Tise Ades, Adanil Anad Jug Jug Ekoves. That last portion of Japji is a dialogue, is a guide given to the Nath yogis or the Siddha yogis. So the last portion of Japji contains that dialogue. And then the third interaction between them was in Batala, which is on Shivaratri, between the Siddhas and Guru Nanak. And in that location, the composition known as a Siddha Gosht, the Siddha Gosht, which means the dialogue of the perfected sages, the dialogue of the perfected sages. That's another beautiful text. Although translations, I don't know, but it's more from the today's translation is done more in duality. But if you look at the older traditions of the Sikh sages, that whole text has always been translated from the Vedantic perspective, non-dual perspective. So if you find that that translations more of the non-dual perspective, that is worth reading. And other than that, it's a beautiful sound current. And even when I, that whole concept of the breath and where it starts and where it ends, that is also coming from the Siddha Gosht. And then there's another interaction, they say, towards the end of Guru Nanak's life, when the Siddhas came to visit him, when he, he was in Kartarpur. So that is the other interaction between the tradition of Guru Gorakhnath and Guru Nanak Dev Ji. 3 recorded. There's in Janam Sakhis, which is not a part of the Sri Guru Granth. Janam Sakhis are the stories written on Guru Nanak by the disciples and the followers of the Guru. In those texts, there is a mention of interaction between Guru Gorakhnath's astral body and Guru Nanak Dev Ji. There's a whole dialogue. And so that's the other thing that you may want to find out. Yeah, that's
Yeah. And another aspect of that is, Guru Nanak praised them for their knowledge, but he also challenged them that this knowledge is going to die with you. You need to come down to the earth and help and work to rehabilitate other people. Otherwise, your knowledge is only confined to you. So that's why he said, Kaal kare ke chatthon de nanak ra pachane soye. Come and work and become vocationally involved and guide the people. So instead of sitting just in your caves. So his challenge was participate in the Sarvatma Bala, in the rehabilitation of the people. That's where I think I urge all the yogis, no matter where they are, the places to work is not within the caves, but wide society to bring about a positive change so that their knowledge can benefit the humanity. Thank you.
There's two phases for that part, because a lot of time when you work in the community, those who want to do sadhana, it will be big disturbance for them. So they may have to go and hide and do the practice and create their aura in higher state and come back and do the work for the community. They may reach that state or may not. There is no guarantee for it. Because I deal with a lot of people in the caves when I was living there, But my personal life, I end up in New York 24/7. I'm with the people. So I always think, why my state is like this?
Well, you are a unique example.
At the end, I know this is not under my control. I have to go with the flow of the nature. That's the only way I can handle it.
May I say the word about seva? Simon Kaurji Khalsa talked about oneness. We take this word seva very casually. Just serving food to somebody is called seva, or cleaning the dishes in the temple is seva. No. Seva selflessly meaning that you serve people because they are all manifestation of God. They are all manifestation of the same one being, Akal Purukh, Akal Purukh. And by doing so, you are serving Akal Purukh himself by doing seva. That is where selflessness comes. That you are serving, and in that stage you are in yoga, the state of being when you are united with the Akal Purukh, and then you work to help others, considering them that they're all manifestations of the same Akal Purukh. I remember a story. My father was a very devotee of one Sant Ji, Guruji. Sant Harlam Singh was his name. And he was great Singh, very devoted, but he earned his living by being a tailor. He used to sew people's clothing. And he would continue to sew whatever people bring. They'll tell him this is what he wants, he will sew them. They'll come, pay some money, whatever they feel like. He would never ask them anybody. I never asked them how much you should pay, how much you should not pay. If they felt like paying him, it was okay. If they didn't feel like paying it, okay. If they paid something, it's okay. Whatever they paid, it's okay for him. And he lived with his life. And he and his wife served the community all his own life. And people will give him a precious gift. I remember once somebody gave him a very precious watch. He took it and handed it over to somebody else. So that state of mind, I just say as casually, but say being in the Chetana, awareness, that state is what seva is.
Thank you. So,
And the
Guruji,
part.
is it possible for Akal Murat to show a screen share, a Hukamnama, which is from Golden Temple? I like to share that with our group.
Yeah,
for
I'll
today.
make her as a co-host so she can share it. Yeah, she can share now.
Yeah, please do, Akal Murat.
Yes. Share it.
Yeah, share it, please. The
Just
Hukamnama.
give me a second. Right.
Yes.
Here. Yes. There it is.
No, we are not seeing it.
Yes.
We're not able to see it yet.
Yes, there it is. Now,
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah, it's coming.
you want
Now,
to take
can you enlarge it? Here, I
Yes, yes.
enlarge. Now, yeah, I got it. This is a Hukamnama, which is from Sri Guru Granth Sahib, which is housed in the Sanctum Sanctorum of Golden Temple. After the installation, compilation, that's where it was done for the first time. And this is a Hukamnama for today, which is June 4th. Tanasri Rag, Tanasri Mahalla Chautha. मेरे शाह में हर दर्शन सुख होए, हमरी वेदन तू जानता शाह, अवर क्या जानना कोई रहाओ। साचा साहब सच तू मेरे शाह, तेरा किया सच सब होए, झूठा किसको आखिया शाह, दूजा नाही कोई। सबना विच तू वर्तदा शाह, सब तुझे ते आवे दिन रात, एक्सक्यूज मी, सब तुझी था वो मंग दे मेरे शाह, तू सबना करे एक दात। सबको तुझ ही विच है मेरे शाह, तुझ ते बाहर कोई ना है जी, सब जी तेरे तू समझदा मेरे शाह, सब तुझ ही माहे समाहे। सबना की तू आस है मेरे प्यारे, सब तुझे ते आवे मेरे शाह, ज्यों पावे त्यो रख तू मेरे प्यारे, सच नानक के पातशाह। Simran, can you read the English part, please?
I don't see it, so maybe.
Can I read it? Can I read it?
read karo, read karo.
Is set in the Raga Dhanasri by the fourth Nanak. O my king, beholding the blessed vision of the Lord's Darshana, I am at peace. You alone know my inner pain, O king. What can anybody else know? The true Lord and Master, you are truly my king. Whatever you do, all that is true. Who should I call a liar? There's no other than you, O king. You are pervading and permeating in all, O king. Everyone meditates on you day and night. Everyone begs of you, O my king. You alone give gifts to all are under your power, O my king. None at all are beyond you. All beings are you, and you belong to all, O my king. All shall merge in being. All shall merge and be absorbed in you. You are the hope of all, O my beloved. All meditate on you, O my king, as it pleases you. Protect and preserve me, O my beloved. You are the true King of Nanak.
So this is by Guru Ramdas Ji, and this is what Ik Omkar is all about. It is a conversion of me to tu hi, tu hi, tu hi, tu hi. Once we start doing that in Sikhism is a yoga.
मेरा मुझ में कुछ नहीं, जो लागे सो तेरा, जा मैं ता तू नाही, जा तू तो मैं नाही.
Thank you. That's all. Thanks.
So, should we finish with the Shabad?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I shared it in the chat for people to read while I chant it. So I'll just read the English.
1 minute. So tomorrow onwards, when you share, you just cut and paste. When you share a file, everybody cannot open. Same thing when you send me your photos and your bios, just send me a regular mail and photo attached in a JPEG. Please do not send a Word file or a PDF file. It's very hard to handle. Okay.
Oh, I don't know if I sent, maybe it wasn't a PDF. I don't know.
Yeah, even Facebook Messenger is fine for all of the posting. I can take it, drag from there. It will save me so much time. Okay.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
I didn't add just Virji's photo and Suja Singh's photos. Please send me those photos so I and your titles I can add in the flyer. Okay.
Thank you.
So I'll just read this. I'll read the English and I'll chant the Gurmukhi. So it's the man who in the midst of pain does not feel pain, who is not affected by pleasure, affection, or fear, and who looks alike upon gold and dust, who is not swayed by either slander or praise, nor affected by greed, attachment, or pride, who remains unaffected by joy and sorrow, honor and dishonor, who renounces all hopes and desires and remains desireless in the world, who is not touched by sexual desire or anger, within his heart, God dwells. That man, blessed by Guru's grace, understands this way. O Nanak, he merges with the Lord of the universe, like water with water. So I will just make this a little short and just ask others to mute themselves. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ
That's beautiful presentation. Very, very nice, Simran. Thank you. Guruji, thank you for this opportunity for all of us to get together and be able to share the Sikh perspective and interface with yoga.
It was a real pleasure and so grateful for all the speakers and Yogi Amandeep. Thank you for joining us. And it's a true blessing. I mean, I feel so blessed to join in these Zoom calls and I learn a lot from everybody.
Yeah, again, special thanks to Yogi Amandeep Singh for finding time to present the marvelous program. It is very enlightening.
So Yogi Amandeep Singh, where do you live?
I'm in Vancouver.
Oh, okay, not that far. Good. So,
and hopefully he can make more presentation in the future.
Yeah, he can.
Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure for this opportunity and learning a lot. It's a learning opportunity for us.
And thank you for all the speakers and the participants in answer session, and especially thanks to Guruji for organizing the event.
Thank you for thanking me.
Satnam. Sat Sri Akal.
Tomorrow, Swami Muktananda from my relatives, Guru Nityedi Nedi's fold. Actually, that is from the Narayana Guru tradition. He will be speaking, and we'll have opportunity to bring our poems, and other more details are coming for the other events. Tomorrow, another event too at 2 p.m. New York time. The South American Yoga Festival is going to happen. It will be in Spanish. Maybe one or two people's dialogue will be in translated by all will be in Spanish. So it's the same Zoom ID passcode.
So tomorrow 2 o'clock, you say? Yes.
We have to. Like at 10 o'clock, we have our regular section and one extra section at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. So see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Wonderful.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Blessing.
Bye.